Hi, this is Brandon from Watches on You. We're back again here at Wixon Jewelers reviewing one of my favorite watches of all time. This is the Rolex No-Date Submariner. Let's drop down to the inspection pad and we can take a closer look at this piece. Alright, so now let's take a closer look at this watch. Let's actually start with why I think that this is the best Rolex Submariner you can buy. So, as you probably noticed based on the title, it is the Rolex Submariner without the date. It's actually just officially known as the Rolex Submariner. The one with the date is the Rolex Submariner date. But let's just get into why this watch is my favorite Submariner. So it just all comes down to the symmetry of the dial. I think that the Cyclops and the date sort of just make the watch look a little bit more well, obviously asymmetric and just unnatural. I really, really like how this is just a perfect smooth glass, smooth sapphire glass, and the dial is just, again, perfectly symmetrical. It just adds to the whole beauty of the design. And of course, the original Rolex Submariners all did not come with the date, such as the one seen in James Bond. And actually, interesting fact, Roger Moore actually passed away the day I'm making this review, so I guess this can be in honor of him. And yeah, so I guess it's kind of my favorite Submariner for my favorite James Bond actor. But let's just get into we can get more into the case aspects now. So this comes on a 40mm stainless steel case. This is Rolex's 904L steel, which gives it a whole new sheen, and it looks really, really nice compared to the other steel. And just Rolex really does a good job finishing their watches. It's anything that you look. I mean, the polishing, the brushing, just absolutely perfect. That's the thing about Rolex. Everything is perfect. The bezel is perfectly aligned. Everything is just sharp, beautifully made. So actually, let's get into the bezel. And as I've said, I think in a previous video, the Rolex Submariner's bezel is my favorite bezel of any watch. It's 120 clicks and just makes a beautiful clicking sound. And it's just absolutely spectacular. It's very smooth, but again, you have those well-defined clicks. It's that whole 120 clicks makes it very, very smooth compared to to a 60 click bezel that you might find with other brands. So this watch, moving on to sort of the movement of this watch, it's got a superlative chronometer, officially certified Rolex 3130 in-house movement. Every movement Rolex has is in-house, but the chronometer certification, in case you don't know, just sort of speaks to the accuracy. Some Swiss movements are not chronometers, and they tend to be not necessarily inaccurate, but less accurate than a Rolex. And again, Rolex, everything has to be perfect. So moving on to the bracelet of this watch, you have on all the new Rolexes, I really like how they do the bracelets. You can get back into some of the older Rolexes, and they had sort of much lower quality bracelets than this, like the new ones all have. And you can just tell based on this is so high quality based on how thick it is, and just all the metal's very thick. I mean, nothing is flimsy at all. It's just beautifully made. And the dive watches, let's see if I can get this to go with the glide lock system. Yeah, so they're highly adjustable, the new Rolex watches, and you can sort of slide these up and down like this, and it just makes the watch very adjustable, as opposed to some of the older Rolexes, which actually just had like these thin plates that were the diver's extensions. And again, this is just much different. It's very, very high quality in its motion and overall construction. So let's move to a wrist shot of this watch. Alright. So this, as you can see from the wrist shot, this watch, again, 40mm, the perfect size for a dive watch in my opinion. Looks very nice on the wrist, is extremely comfortable. The oyster bracelet is very, very comfortable with with how it's polished and everything like that. If you want to pick one of these up, please come to Wixon Jewelers. They're an authorized retailer of Rolex. The people are all very nice. It's a wonderful place to purchase a Rolex. If you like this video, please remember to subscribe and share. Thank you.